Do I see this right? This is Big Ol in a non-secondary ship that is also not secondary spec'd.
Big O does
Who are
play.
you and what did you do with Big Ol?
Big O does
I
play
mean,
regular battleships, you know.
yeah, especially Conqueror.
All
I
right.
did not know.
So let's talk before we get into your build. As always, let's talk a little bit about the Conqueror and her characteristics. So she's got, I would say, comfortable, very comfortable guns. Her HE characteristics are ridiculous, right? She's got 1/4 HE pen. So you take 419 millimeters and you divide that by 4. And that's what you get for penetration. It's a ridiculous 105 millimeters, which means you can Citadel like the super light cruisers, like the British light cruisers, for example, other ones that have 100 millimeter Citadel armor. You can actually Citadel them with HE. And
Colbert.
you might be able to Citadel a couple others if you spec IFHE, but it's not worth it.
It's really not.
No. She's got really good fire chance, and the thing about her HE shells is that they have a very large box or cube of damage. So if you watch the How It Works videos and how HE works, when there's an explosion, there's a cube around that explosion. Anything within range of that cube then takes damage or can be incapacitated. And for the British battleships, that cube is larger, essentially, than normal HE. So she's great at clearing out anti-air. So if you've got a friend who's like a carrier main, a Conqueror is a great idea of a battleship to take into the game because you spam HE at other battleships, you wipe out secondaries and anti-air guns. Comes in very, very
and
handy.
torps.
Well, yes, and
Would
torps,
rather-
and you break engines, etc. Yes.
Would rather pair with a Vincent though, because Vincent's AA is stronger.
Okay, whatever. I'm just simply saying why Conqueror can be useful here. Her AP is also pretty useful, especially against cruisers and battleships up close. A lot of people forget that Conqueror has good AP, and so they show broadside to it thinking it's not a big deal, and then poosh, they disappear. Now, Conqueror does also have a super heal, and it's been nerfed, but it's a pretty ridiculous super heal anyways. We call that barn raising or 3D printing a new ship when they use the heal because it comes back from next to nothing. So it's
you can still handy. 3D print if you do it right.
That's right. Now, it does have some weaknesses. The first is that she's got 32 millimeter plating all around. Anything that can penetrate 32 millimeters will penetrate armor on this ship. I'm talking about HE shells for, what is it, 155, 156 millimeter for tier 8 and up that have IFHE. 203 millimeters standard, I believe, can pen 33. No, they need IFHE as well, I think.
No, 203s can pen 32.
They
standard.
can. Okay, I'm trying to do the math in my mind. Thank you. And then Kitakaze, Akizuki, if they've got IFHE, can also pen 32 millimeters. So there's a lot that can be penned but 32. The other big weaknesses for the Conqueror is that she's got a large citadel that's sitting a little bit above water. So you absolutely cannot afford to show broadside in a Conqueror, especially at close range. Is Lucian worth the 9k dubs? Honestly, that's up to you. It's a tier, 9 destroyer that you'll probably never play except for Santa containers and all that kind of stuff. You might like her, but you probably won't. It's honestly really up to you.
And like many other battleships that deserve it, she does not have hydro.
Correct. She does not have hydroacoustic. Tier 10. Okay, well, 9,000 doubloons for tier 10, Durans. It's up to you. I can't answer that question for you. Personally, I'd grab it on the off chance that Wargaming decides to buff her later. All right, let's get into your... Yes, Pico?
However, if you're spec'd right, her concealment is really, really good.
That's right. I forgot about that. That's the other part about Conqueror is that she's got really strong concealment. Cruiser levels of concealment, which allows her to sneak up on her prey without noticing very easily. So let's take a look at your build here. You've gone for the damage control party mod 1. Now, this is very good on American battleships because they have by default 20 seconds of immunity. You add to that 40%. Now you're at 20... 4 seconds, and then you can add other things to get up to close to 28 seconds, if I remember right. And then moving on, you've got damage control system mod 1, aiming systems mod 1, steering. Okay, we'll get back to that. Concealment and main battery. Okay, steering gears. You're not taking damage control. You don't care about fire or flood because it's 100% repairable. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, Zan, hey, good night. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. I mean, I can understand that. The thing that a lot of Conqueror players screw up is they get too overconfident in the ability to heal up the fire flood damage. And what ends up happening is they burn or flood out before they can use all their heals. If that happens to you, you want damage control system mod 2. If it doesn't happen to you...
shift?
Huh?
What's the rudder shift?
Well, we'll
on
get
the
to that in a
Conqueror?
second. But what I'm saying is if it doesn't matter to you, if you don't burn and flood out all the time, then propulsion and steering gears is a good choice. Now let's take a look at which of those two is better. My general rule of thumb for battleships, I want under 15-second rudder shift time. With steering gears, you're at 14. Without it, you're at 17. So steering gears, I agree with here. You definitely want to make sure you're angling your armor against other battleships, especially in close-up fights. You need that rudder shift to be able to turn tighter.
It helps with that too, the angle.
That's what I mean. Right, exactly. Okay.
I like rudder shift a lot on a lot of battleships.
Yeah,
Like-
and some cruisers too.
Yeah, I'm one of the people who's not that high on the prop mod for these type of classes. So
Okay. Now let's take a look at the commander skills. You've gone with emergency repair specialist. Into grease the gears, vigilance, adrenaline rush, and then concealment.
It's Cunningham.
It is Cunningham. Okay. Thank you. Into concealment, expert, fire prevention, and then gun feeder, and then you finish it up with emergency repairs. Now, emergency repairs gives you 10% extra damage control party consumable time, which jives well with damage control mod 1. So if you look at this, he is invulnerable for 23 seconds total time. If he was doing standard, you take these two off, what would you be at? 15 seconds. Okay.
I think on a 15-second DCP consumable, it's worth considering the special mod. Whether I would use it or not would depend on how durable the turrets are.
The longer the DCP base, the better this combo is, which is why American battleships, we see a lot of people liking to use that, especially if they know they're going to be close in fighting, because you DCP, you're immune to fire, flood, engine, and rudder for longer, and guns being incapacitated too.
But if you constantly use your guns, like for example on a Chambard, yes,
Big O.
Well, combine the whole DCP thing with her low concealment, and you can get out of a sticky situation if you need to.
Exactly.
sure.
Because you can heal, and then you can rotate in if you need to your DCP, and like you said, you can try to get out of dodge as well. I'm curious, emergency repair, I guess there's nothing else really that would help you at a 1-point skill, so that's fine. That makes sense.
I would go for the commander skill, but Conqueror doesn't have a spotting aircraft.
Right.
So here, are you really getting much out of the vigilance though? Like, I'd probably sacrifice the 1-point skill and the vigilance to pick up a 3-point skill.
Like improved, so especially with the change that Wargaming's making to improved repair party, it could be helpful in the Conqueror because you get one extra use of repair party once you get to 2 million potential damage.
I can definitely see a heavy AP Furious combination when they change the captain skills on a Conqueror.
I mean, when the time comes, I'll test the new specs out. But
Yeah.
now,
Yeah, of course. I'm just bringing it up.
I think in this case, right now as it is, I would probably pick up Basic of Survivability, especially considering you do not run the DCP mod in the slot 4. That makes basic of survivability slightly better. And I think it's overall better than vigilance.
So when you run this, and then when you also run this, what Grunty is saying is you get diminishing returns because these are multiplicative bonuses, not additive. So it's not 30% reduction of fire and flood, it's 15% times 15%, you know, essentially. Or it's 15%, and then you take that new number, and then 15%, right? So it's not 30% difference. It's like 27 or whatever. Yeah, I understand. That's a possibility too. If you remove these two, you could definitely go for this. If you shoot AP a lot, you could go for this. If you want to heal a lot, you can go for this. I mean, there's a lot of choices.
I would definitely keep the gun feeder though as 1-point skill on a Conqueror. It's probably the best one.
I agree. You could even go for brisk if you want to be even faster while you're unspotted, instead of vigilance.
To be fair, she is pretty fast without brisk.
Of course. So now you can make her even faster. Anyway, this is your build. Let's move on from there. I saw a question in chat. I'll answer it in just a moment about how to get to these. Flags, anti-det, ramming, fire chance, fire and flood reduction, heal booster, consumables. You did not take a ship speed.
I'm low on those. Okay. And I'm kind of broke, so.
Okay. Personally, I might take ship speed instead of one of the fire flags if you weren't broke. But if you're broke, hey, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, the fire chance is already... What is the fire chance on a Conqueror? It's like...
ridiculous.
40% or something like this on the HE shell?
Well, if you add, going back to that 1-point commander, if you take the fire chance increase and add the fire flags, you can get up to about a 51% chance.
Yes.
It doesn't, like...
And that's per shell.
It already tells you fire chance per salvo 100%.
I mean, this might as well be yes, right? Like fire chance.
How much fires do you want? Yes.
I think the most fires I've gotten in a single match with Conk was like 21.
Yeah,
okay.
It's ridiculous.
And it was the first time I got a Witherer in Conk. With Cunningham.
It's so high that an extra % doesn't change much anymore.
No.
So if you want to save some credits, you don't need those flags.
No.
No, but it certainly pisses off cruiser players.
I suppose. Okay, so this is Northern Lights. This is a standard battle.
Carrier game, submarine.
All the fun.
Lots of torpedoes.
Now, because it's a standard battle, immediately I'm thinking to myself, I want to stay in the middle of the map. Somebody was, by the way, asking how I can see the ship build. So there's a replay render bot on my Discord. You can type a command/render, drag and drop a replay file on it. It will render that file for you, give you a small little video, and also spit out the commander build, not only of yourself, but everybody on your team and everybody on the enemy team as well. Uh-oh, we lost the fight. We'll try that again. In Stream Raiders.
I
Midway?
kind of like the decision to go left, so at least a little bit, because left side is a bit light. Granted, it's standard battle, like it's 3 ships left, 3 ships right. The only thing I would be very aware of is the submarine is gonna be on the left side.
Most likely, yes. Why are you shooting it? You're expecting him to turn out? Is that what this is all about? Okay, because he's actually turning in, so further negates your AP.
That's
I mean, he might full turn, so your next salvo has a good chance of penning him.
Can we talk about what this enemy midway is doing in general? Like, why is...
It's a terrible decision, and maybe he
3
forgot... 3
pins, 3 bounces.
I saw.
Balanced.
Maybe he forgot that he was a carrier? So you're going to expect him to turn out here, which I would too at this point. He should already know he's dead. Hey, look,
Yeah, I
Volusian
really
died.
wonder if he accidentally went forward at the start of the match and didn't
Yep.
mean to.
Because what's the standard thing that everybody does when they launch into a battle? They hit W 4 times without even thinking, right?
What could have happened is like you set an autopilot or something,
Mm-hmm.
but when the match starts, you press a W key accidentally and cancel the autopilot and move forward.
Yep. Nice attempt
Been
there
there,
on
done
the...
that.
I might have... Big O, I might have been trying to communicate with your carrier player and saying, please keep this guy spotted. But, hey, the point thing is he's dead. So, good job there. Ooh.
Yeah,
Santander? Yes, please. That's a dev strike. Called it.
Pop.
Nice.
Pop goes to Santander. Poor guys,
Very,
it's
very
only
nice.
a tier 9.
Yeah, I'm usually not one that says shoot the carry at the start of the match, but if they mess up this badly and you know you can get multiple salvos in, then yeah, by all means get rid of it.
Yep. I might have opened with HE to start and then switched up to AP once I saw he was turning, but whatever. He did fine. Alright, well, you're up 4 ships. This is turning into a stomp. Now you're switching to HE for the Montana. Oh, there's Kimi-Dio. Speaking of Kimmy, so Kimmy is in King of the Sea, and I just got a ping on that Discord. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. Cool. They just sent out about signups, and since I'm with doing the AP, doing the official cast, I'm already signed up in a sense.
I need intelligence data.
Why are you kiting full speed away from them though?
I'm guessing you're
I
concerned
don't
about the
know
sub.
where the Shima is because it has not yet been spotted.
That makes sense. It's better to be safe, especially in standard battles. Last time it
Like,
was
do they want
spotted
you-
was by the carrier. It's been a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Those look like Shima torps. No, Napoli. That's Napoli's torps.
Yeah.
It's fair. I would have just assumed the Shim is on the right side of the map because there's division with the Montana and the Montana is the right side.
That's what I
Better
thought.
safe than sorry.
Okay. Well, the other thing is the Shima's using 12s, so basically with your concealment, the Shima would have to be chasing you to get to you. At that point.
Are you holding back the heal here for the adrenaline rush?
Might as well.
Oh, I always do. If I'm not taking that much damage and they're shooting at everyone else, I'll just let the adrenaline rush go. And that's what's nice about the Conqueror. If you get really low and need to heal, you'll have it and just bring back your whole ship.
Yeah, I get. Like, there's two sides to that, right? One is I get the benefit of the adrenaline rush. The other one is I want to get the cooldown of the heal back.
Right. Right. In this instance, he's not expecting to get into too much of a conflict, although now that his teammates are all dying on that flank, I could totally see the need to heal and get that on cooldown, which is probably why Big O started the heal when he did.
Yeah, I was just mainly pointing it out, like, for everybody, like, because you see it a lot, like.
Here comes the Napoli. Broadside to you. Jeez.
I honestly don't know how I messed that shot up.
He's too fast. You misled. You fired too early because you saw his bow and didn't wait for the whole ship. Here, MP, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the group. Make sure you type exclamation point ticket to get into our giveaway. We'll do that draw after this one's finished. Oh, look, it's torpedo soup. Gee, I wonder who could have launched that. It's the Shimakaze.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Yeah. Actually did split up, huh?
Yeah, so now you have a really unfortunate situation. You need to turn out in front of a Vermont and a Montana. While detected. So good luck with that.
Or just nose into them, knowing that the Shima doesn't have torps and he's right in front of me.
Now this Montana is from AP. You know he's a good player. Vermont is expecting you to turn out. Is he shooting at you? No, he's shooting at... Yes, he is shooting at you.
If you had just waited a second, you could have made the safe turn.
Because of the
That
smoke from the Shimakaze?
yeah, the shimmy completely killed the vision for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You might want to heal, by the way.
Yeah, I would definitely heal right now to get that cooldown going. This is not the time where you want to maximize the adrenaline rush.
Oh, NBA, dude. Gifting a sub, Dragoneth. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Dragoneth, make sure you thank NBA for that. Welcome aboard, Dragoneth. Enjoy your ad-free viewing. Oh, you are so lucky. Yumi Dio got taken out by the carrier. And the reason I say that is because now you only have the Vermont to worry about for angling. So that's kind of nice.
This is your chance to turn. He just shot.
I don't think Big O wants to turn.
Because I know the Shima's torps are going to be up soon.
So he's thinking if he turns, he'll turn right in front of that Shimakaze spread. Oh, look, there's a Shimakaze spread.
Thank you.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Turn.
Now he can turn. But if he does that, he'll be broadside to the Vermont.
And the Vermont's in my detection range, so...
Yeah, you can't turn out
Can't really do
undetected.
that.
You actually have a chance now because the Vermont is turning. So you only have to worry about his rear turrets now, which is... I mean, it's still problematic, but... I don't think he can one-shot you. Or one-salvo you, I should say.
I mean, to be fair, I deathstruck a Yamato with Conqueror before.
Mm-hmm.
It's arguably easier than death striking a Vermont.
Okay. But still, a Vermont can deathstrike in Ohio.
Right.
So...
Right, but
Conqueror...
what I'm saying is, especially right now while you're making the heal, you probably could go into Kite Away. If you wanted to, this would probably be your only opportunity, right?
Yeah, but...
I don't think he can anymore. The Shimmy is gonna get the torps ready again soon too.
Yeah, it's too late. The front turrets have already turned. I like the switch over to AP. This Vermont does not respect angling. Ow. Go back to what I was talking about with the armor. Go back to what I was talking about with Conqueror's armor scheme.
All the full pens.
Mm-hmm. I like the AP there. Unfortunately, you didn't catch him. You didn't surprise him by that switch, I suppose.
Probably not, but look at their base.
Oh yeah, you got the win. I mean, you
Oh no!
Aw. You didn't tell me that like you died right at the end. You just told me there was a death pick.
I mean, technically it is a death pick.
Well, joke's on you. I still got it. All right, so let's take a look at our. Let's take a look at this. You got 212,000 damage. You came in second place on your team. Not too bad, and you got some achievements: Death Strike and High Caliber. Okay. Not bad in terms of damage. You took a total of 188,000 damage received. Not too bad, although I think you died with one extra heal available.
2 million potential.
The potential damage is 3.4 mil, yeah.
I would like to see how much of the potential damage is from the Shimmer Torps.
Infidel Actual, thank you for the follow.
half.
How much of what?
How much of that potential is from the Shimmer Torps?
Yeah, we can't tell that, but obviously he spotted 44 torpedoes.
Yeah, it has to be a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's why vigilance helps. Just saying.
Well, so vigilance gives you the ability to stay in proximity with those destroyers. If you didn't have vigilance, you probably would have died there. right? You wouldn't have spotted the torpedoes as early, and you would have taken more damage when you did hit those torpedoes. So
The thing is, like, the Scimitar pretty much always bow on. I think, like, he was always only gonna catch one no matter what, because how the Shimmer launched the torps.
Mm-hmm.
But it might have helped avoid a torp or two. Like, it's no denying that vigilance doesn't do something. Like, it sure does.
Right.
But so does the alternative you can take instead.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's.
But yeah, the only.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, the only thing I have with this battle is, like, if that was a close battle, I think at the end you should have tried to turn away. But since you were winning so hard, I can understand just keeping going and keep shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it really didn't matter if you die in the end. You're just trying to get more damage in at this point.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna pause it in a little bit on the replay render, but we can see the video happening here. Rob, are you ready? And you said there's a death pick in yours, right?
It's a Rob video.
I know, right?
Rude.
It's not rude if it's true.
So I would say right about here, I'm pausing in here because honestly, this is a decision point for you, right? Most of the time in a random battle, you don't know anything about your Gato, Fletcher, and Henri. I would assume that the Fletcher Henri are dead soon, and with how close up the Vermont's butt the Gato is, he's probably dead soon too. Just a guess. So I would look at this situation and say nope, and move into a kite-away position before you get stuck. Now you didn't. There goes the Fletcher. Henri's about to die. Infidel Actual, thank you for the follow, by the way. And once the Henri dies, it's just the Gato and you. Well, I guess and the Vermont too. If Vermont turned back around.
I wonder how the Gato got spotted there. You must have made a mistake or run out of dive time.
Came too close, pinged. Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't think I saw their sub for the rest of the match.
Well, and right here, so your team is already on the enemy cap. Holland is dealing with whatever's up there to the very north. Just died, and literally it's just all them.
Like, here was a chance to turn again and get in kiting position.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why they're Gato left that area.
Goliath. All right, thanks, Drifton. I mean, it's a good game, and it shows how important it is when you're on that flank to stick on that flank and tie up teammates, you know, or tie up opponents so they can't come back and do something. So, it's a good game, dude. Thanks for sending it in and for all your support, dude.